Winter is coming. Despite the temperatures getting lower, find out which athletes were heating up on the basketball court over break.
Bring it on! We'll tell you how the Point Park cheer and dance team performed at Gateway High School a week ago in their first ever home competition.
The stage is set. Our reporters will be discussing who they think will hoist the Lombardi Trophy in Atlanta a few weeks from today. Now it's time to come on down to the Pioneer Sideline. Good evening and welcome to the first episode of the Pioneer Sideline of the new year. I'm Mike Turk, and right beside me, making her Pioneer Sideline hosting debut, is Allison Schubert. Allison, so great to have you on board this semester.
Thanks, Mike. I'm so glad to be here at the desk this semester, and I'm also super excited about getting back into the swing of things. And speaking of getting back, the women's basketball team is back in the playoff picture in the River States Conference.
Yes, that's right, Allison. The women's team needed to pick up some conference wins over the break in order to keep pace in the East Division. To give us more details about how the team fared, we welcome in Taylor Spirito.
So, Taylor, a lot of big players so far in the team, but Michelle Burns, she had 31 points in this in 2 games ago, How much does it mean to have such a young player contributing so much?
It means so much, especially coming from her. She's a sophomore. She's absolutely been killing it these past 2 seasons. And these opponents coming up, she had big games against them last year, I should say. But she's going to have big games against them and hopefully get a win for our team. We're going to need it coming up with these next few teams that we've got.
Now, can you kind of just give us a little recap of what happened while we were gone this past month?
Absolutely. So we went 4-3 in the games over this break, not including the games after we got back, after the 5th, I believe. We lost to IU East right after the break. Not really a close contest there. We also lost to Rio Grande to start the break. Those are 2 teams that we're going to see coming up in these next few games. But we won by some pretty big margins. Just to name one, the Community College of Beaver County, we won against them 53-22. But there were some small wins, like the Mount Vernon Nazarene University. We only won 61-59. Wins are wins, but that's such a small gap. And these next few teams coming up, they're going to be bigger challenges. We need to really make sure that margin is bigger to hold on to those wins.
And finally, the Pioneers were without Sam Weir this last game against IU Southeast. Who's going to need to step up if she's going to continue to be out in the next few games?
So obviously Sam Weir is such a big loss for this team. But for me, it's going to be Carly Letts needs to really step it up down low, and Tyra James needs to step it up outside. Like we both said, that's such a big loss for this team. She's been doing massive amounts of damage this season, and in her playing career here. So those 2 are going to really need to step it up. They've got so much potential, but this is going to be their time to shine.
Well, thanks, Taylor, for that report. Now, the men's team has struggled so far in the new year, as they have only picked up 1 win so far.
That's right, Mike. As the offensive struggles continue for the men, they find themselves on the outside looking in as we get closer to playoff time. To discuss more about the team, we bring in Kiera Fry.
Kiera, there were a couple of tough losses there over break. They played Brescia, and they lost 74-51. They played IU Southeast on the road as well, 101-73. Were they just bad, or are these other teams that good in their conference?
I think it was a combination. I think that the guys haven't been clicking as much lately because they've had a lot of turnovers in both of those past 2 games. But if you look at the other 2 teams, they're really strong. Brescia is the highest scoring offense in the conference, and IU Southeast has Jamie Johnson on their team, who is the top guard in the conference, and he scored 25 points against them. So I think that you have to look at the talent that the other team has, but also what quite isn't working for us.
Now, with the Point Park men's basketball team, we always seem to see that they lose a few players coming into the spring season. Right now, they're without Justice Cuthbertson, so how is his absence going to affect the team going into the spring semester?
I think it's going to have a very negative impact on them because Cuthbertson is someone who plays really well under pressure, and he's just a really good player overall, and I think that losing him is hurting them mentally as well because they're like, well, we lost him, who's going to step up and be able to replace him and play as well as he was. So I think it's definitely going to damage them as they continue.
Now, we're finally seeing some newcomers. Cortez Allen signed well over a year ago. We're finally seeing him on the court there for the Point Park men's team. But then we were on the call the other day, and our boss, Kevin Taylor, came up to us and said, hey, we just signed this new guy, Tudor Shelton. Put him on the roster. He might make an appearance. He made an appearance. He made his first three-pointers in a Pioneers uniform that game. Can you just talk a little bit about these newcomers and what kind of impact they can make for the team as we hit home stretch here?
Sure. Cortez Allen, he's a junior forward. He's really good under the hoop. He has 33 rebounds in just the few starts that he's had since he started playing for the spring semester. And then Shelton, as you mentioned, he's a sophomore guard. He's a really strong player, and he already has 14 points on his record for this season. And he's very physical, and he's really able to just go for those shots and be pretty consistent.
All right, well, thank you so much, Kiera. When we come back, we'll tell you how the indoor track season is going so far, along with an update on the cheer and dance team's first ever home meet.
And later, we'll find out more information about how our teams here in Pittsburgh fared while we were gone. Don't go anywhere.
All right, we're ready.
Oh, no. You are right here.
Is the wind really necessary, guys? We need the wind. Okay.
You go today. Awful. You. Awful.
Okay, I need someone to make me laugh.
Where's Wyatt? Wyatt's always late, duh.
I'm here. Jealous?
Get out of my way. Stop.
Cool. Okay. And now we're smiling like a lot of noise going on. Let's keep the background.
3, 2, 1.
Here at the Pioneer Sideline.
We cover the real sports.
On another season, the Penguins are just getting started with the regular season this week.
Pioneer Sideline.
The show that starts your Friday mornings has returned with both familiar and new faces. Daybreak host Taylor Fife and Delaney Bomas are bringing you the latest updates in Pittsburgh and Point Park news. We also have a variety of talent on our free segments. Whether it be singing, dancing, or indeed egg smashing. Start your mornings with us at Daybreak on UView at UView Television.
Welcome back. The indoor track season has begun with the men's and women's teams heading to Youngstown State this past Friday to compete at the Collegiate Invitational.
Yes, no official team score was kept, but personal, school, and facility records were set by some Pioneer athletes. And Allison, we talk about it all the time. It's like a reoccurring thing that happens on this show. Anna Shields breaks another record. I mean, can you go into a little more detail about that?
First, are we surprised?
No,
never. She
never.
sets a record every time we turn around, but this time a facility record and a school record, and obviously a personal record in the 800. She ran a time of 2 minutes and 7.51 seconds. She came in first, and then we also saw Reba Bartram in that race. She came in fifth with a time of 2 minutes and 19 seconds, which was a personal record for her too. So we're seeing a lot of the women's teams step up so far, but Anna Shields, I'm speechless when it comes to her.
It's hard to. We've said everything that we need to about Anna Shields. It's just when you open up the website, it's like, all right, what record did she break this week?
Yeah, and you see the pictures that scroll when you open up the website, and it's like Anna, and then a basketball team, and then Anna, and Anna again. But another thing she recently did, she is fourth in the world in the 1,000 meter. It's a girl from Russia, and then another girl from the United States, and then another girl from Russia, and then Anna. So she wants to make, she wants to qualify for the U.S. Olympics in the mile. But right now she's breaking records, and nothing new here at the Pioneer Sideline when it comes to Anna Shields.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. I mean, we're definitely going to bring her up a lot more this semester. But going over to the men's side here real quick, Chance Callahan. He was the highest finish for all Point Park men's racer in that indoor track event at Youngstown State. He placed 4th in the triple jump, 13.52 meters. And we don't have our track analyst here tonight, Nikki K, to actually tell you what this all means. But he'll be back next week to describe more details about how the team will be doing as they get ready for another competition this week.
And last person I want to throw in there, Xavier Stevens. 7th in the mile. We're going to be hearing a lot about him too. He's kind of the men's equivalent of Anna Shields, but not quite on the record-breaking world-ranked level. But like you said, Nikki K will be back eventually to put all of that into perspective for you. But right now, let's switch things over to a team that's expanding more and more each year as they're starting to make noise at Point Park.
Yes, the cheer and dance team that was established only a few years ago finally had a chance to showcase their talents in a competition at Gateway High School back on January 13th. For more on how the competition went, we welcome back Kiara Fry. Now, Kiara, what was it like to finally have a competition here in Pittsburgh?
It was great for everyone. The whole team, both teams, were super excited to be able to actually compete against another team in a home environment, even though it wasn't actually on Point Park's campus, and to have friends and family be able to be there and see us perform and see all of the hard work that we've done, because typically they really only get to see us at basketball games, which doesn't even compare to what we do in competitions.
So competitive cheer and dance is new to Point Park. It's new to me, and it's new to a lot of you. So how does scoring work exactly when it comes to competitive cheer and dance?
So scoring is kind of confusing. You start off with the level of difficulty that your routine is, and that's one score. So there's, like, for dance, there's a team leap, a team turn sequence, and a team turn. And basically, however hard that skill is that we choose, it's worth anywhere from a 1 to a 10. And so there's that score, but then you also get an execution score for how well your team is able to perform that skill, and that ranks from a 1 to a 5. So you get the difficulty score plus your execution score, and it's averaged out, and there are 3 judges, and then they take those 3 judges' scores and average those together to get your final score for the competition. And then you basically, as the season continues, every score that you get is averaged together to get your season score.
Oh, geez, that was a lot to take in right there.
Yeah,
I should have taken notes on that. But a final question for you. Now, you finally had one at home here in the home city of Pittsburgh. Do you think this is going to open some more doors to opportunity to hosting more competitions around the area?
Yeah, I think it definitely will. Our coach said that everything went really smoothly. She was really excited that we got to have that experience, and she's already talked about possibly doing it again in the future, and that's something that we all really want to happen.
That's good. You guys are still rolling. It's a good job there that the program's doing. So when we come back, find out what our Pittsburgh teams were up to while we were gone.
And later, our reporters will give us their MVP and score predictions for Super Bowl 53. You won't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere.
I know just the trick. Bippity, boppity, boop! Much better. Guys, Samir Nesty, and I'm outside of the Benedum Center right now. So in just a few moments, we're going to go inside the Benedum Center to talk to Trevor Dion Nicholas, who plays the genie in Disney's Aladdin. I'm Samir Nesty giving you the theatrical scoop for the Berg. Hey guys, so I'm now inside the Benedum Center with Trevor Dion Nicholas, who plays the genie in Disney's Aladdin.
And welcome back. The Penguins have had some time off now, but which players will still be lacing up their skates this week for the All-Star game?
And how is Pittsburgh still represented in the Super Bowl? To discuss all you need to know in your regional sports news, we bring in tomorrow's birthday boy, Colton Tobias. Colton?
Thank you, Mike and Allison. I appreciate that. The Penguins finished up their West Coast trip this weekend as they finished the trip with a 2-3 record while making stops in California, Arizona, and Nevada. The Pens' most recent game was against a familiar face in Marc-Andre Fleury and the Vegas Golden Knights as they lost 7-3 on Saturday night. The Penguins will have the week off for the All-Star break as they now sit with 58 points as the Eastern Conference continues to tighten up with teams still fighting for playoff spots. It will not be a week off, however, for Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang as they will travel back to San Jose to play in the All-Star game on January 26th. And the Antonio Brown situation continues to heat up for the Steelers as Brown posted a video of Steeler fans chanting MVP to him on Instagram with the caption saying he will be forever grateful for Steelers Nation. He also said in the caption, "This is not a goodbye, but a thank you," as the Steelers could possibly trade the Pro Bowl receiver in the offseason. Now, even though the Steelers are not going to the Super Bowl, the city of Pittsburgh will be well represented as Penn Hills native and Pitt alum Aaron Donald will play for his first Lombardi trophy with the Rams as they attempt to stop the Patriots for tying the Steelers' record for most Super Bowl wins. And it will be a tough matchup for Pitt basketball tonight as they will face number 2 ranked Duke in front of a sold-out crowd at the Peterson Event Center. It will be Jeff Campbell's first matchup against his former team, where he was an assistant coach at for 7 years.
Now, Colton, I want to ask you about Jeff Capel here in this Duke game. We saw a little glimpse of what could happen potentially in the future of Pitt basketball. What do you think it's looking like right now for that team?
Well, I'm not sure about tonight, Mike, but I do believe the future is bright for Pitt basketball as they tried so hard to find their mojo ever since Jamie Dixon went off to TCU in 2016. Now, saying that, Kevin Stallings was not the answer for Pitt basketball as they only won 4 ACC games in his first season and going winless in Stallings' second season at the helm of the Pitt Panthers. Now, I do not blame AD Heather Lyke of getting rid of Stallings, but I do think Jeff Campbell was a perfect addition to this Pitt Panthers team as they got a really good core group of freshmen, and leading the way is Xavier Johnson. Now, I think it's going to take a little time for Pitt to rebuild, but as it was in Philadelphia, you got to trust the process, and I do believe that the Pitt Panthers hopefully will have a winning ball club very soon.
Oh, thanks, Colton. Now, it was conference championship weekend in the NFL, and both games did not disappoint.
Both ended in dramatic fashion as well as some controversy. To tell us more about the games and which teams are heading to Super Bowl 53, we're bringing in Brooke Stake to make her Pioneer Sideline debut. Brooke?
Thanks, Mike and Allison. After watching the NFL Sunday football games, we learned that the New England Patriots will be facing the Los Angeles Rams in Super Bowl 53. Not only were the two games great to watch, but in the first time in NFL history, both the NFC and AFC championship games went into overtime. In the first game, the Los Angeles Rams versus the New Orleans Saints, many are arguing that the Saints got gypped off by one of the worst calls in NFL history. With a minute 49 left to play in a 2020 game, Saints quarterback Drew Brees threw a pass to wide receiver Tommy Lee Lewis, where he got obliterated well before the arrival of the ball. Although the NFL has been tinkering the replay system since it was reinstituted in 1999, the league has refused to allow subjective penalties like pass interference to be reviewed. In the second game, the New England Patriots versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the Patriots led the score 14-0 at halftime. After halftime, 54 points were scored by both teams. There were also some close calls in this game as well, by the officials overturning a close fumble call on the Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman. Both teams battled back and forth until Patriots quarterback Tom Brady secured the win 37-31. The Patriots are going back to their third straight Super Bowl where Tom Brady and Patriots head coach Bill Belichick will chase their sixth championship game together. Let's not forget New England's first Super Bowl championship was against the St. Louis Rams back in 2001, securing Brady's first Super Bowl win 20-17. It would be the last time the Rams reached the Super Bowl until that streak was broken now. Rams rookie quarterback Jared Goff is the fourth youngest quarterback to win in the conference round, along with becoming the only quarterback taken first overall to start a Super Bowl by his third season. Since Patriots quarterback Brady became their starting quarterback in 2001, the Patriots have never had a losing season and have won 15 division titles, including playing in a total of 12 AFC championship games. From 2001 to 2017, with 7 in a row from 2011 to 2017, winning all 8 of them. The 53rd Super Bowl will be played on February 3rd at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.
Thanks, Brooke. Coming up after the break, it's time for the first Case of the Week debate of the second semester.
Will our reporters pick the veteran quarterback and coach combo to win it all? Or are they going to roll the dice on the third-year quarterback and young coach? Oh, it's going to be a good debate. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
All right, we're ready.
Oh, no. You are right here.
Is the win really necessary, guys? We need the win. Okay.
You go take awful. You. Awful.
Okay, I need someone to make me laugh.
Where's Wyatt? Wyatt's always late, duh.
I'm here. Jealous?
Get out of our way. Stop.
Cool. Okay. And now we're smiling. There's a lot of noise going on. Let's keep the background.
3, 2, 1.
Here at the Pioneer Sideline.
We cover the real sports.
On another season, the Penguins are just getting started with the regular season this week.
Pioneer Sideline.
The show that starts your Friday mornings has returned with both familiar and new faces. Daybreak host Taylor Fife and Delaney Bomis are bringing you the latest updates in Pittsburgh and Point Park news. We also have a variety of talent on our free segments. Whether it be singing, dancing, or indeed egg smashing. Start your mornings with us at Daybreak on UView at UView Television.
Welcome back. Super Bowl 53 is officially set as the Rams and the Patriots will face off in Atlanta, Georgia on Sunday, February 3rd.
Yes, that's right, Allison, and it was an exciting weekend in the NFL, and I can't wait to discuss this one tonight. We now welcome in our reporters, Aaron Becker, Colton Tobias, and making her sideline debut, Lindsay Carson. Thanks for coming on, guys. Now, tonight we're going to be asking you for your picks, your score predictions, and your MVP pick as well. Then we're going to start on the far side this time, going with Aaron Becker. Who
All
do
right,
you got?
you guys see the colors. I'm going with the New England Patriots. I have them winning 27-24, with the MVP being none other than Tom Brady.
I actually got to go the same way here, Mike. I unfortunately am picking the Patriots to win this game 27-24, and I am picking Tom Brady to win the MVP because when it comes Super Bowl time, nobody is better on the field than TB12.
All right, Lindsay, you got something different here.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with them. I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going to go with a score of 32-24, and I think either Todd Gurley or Brandon Cook is going to be the MVP.
You think Todd Gurley could still be MVP despite him splitting some time here with
I
CJ
do.
Anderson?
I think he's had a really good season, and he still stands out on the field. So.
Now, I want to ask you about that. Both of you have a 3-point differential here. What do you think? Tom Brady goes on a last-minute drive here with about 60, maybe 90 seconds down the field. Stephen Gostkowski boots it in for the 3 at the end?
That's what I have. The Patriots, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, they love to have the ball last. You saw last Super Bowl, they had the ball last, but they didn't have enough time. So they want to make sure that they are for sure going to be the last ones to touch that ball this year and put it through the uprights for a 3.
I just think it's actually going to be the other way around. I think the Patriots are going to score with about, say, 2:30, about 2 minutes left in the game, and then Jared Goff is going to have to come onto the field. And Jared Goff has a bright future in the National Football League, but against the Patriots, I think that Bill Belichick will be rolling something up his sleeve. So, and the reason I say that is because I think the Rams defense is seriously going to put up a fight against Tom Brady, because if they want any chance of winning this game, like they're big guys up front, and Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh have got to get to Tom Brady.
That's why I'm surprised you're going with the Patriots, Colton. He's such a big Pitt fan here. And he's going against the guy from Penn Hills, Aaron Donald.
I want the Rams to win so badly, Turk. Don't worry. I just think when it comes down to it, I just think that the Patriots have experience. But I think there is an X factor in this game, and I think it is Wade Phillips, the Rams defensive coordinator. He has been an assistant coach in this league for over 30 years, and he has beaten Tom Brady before, and he has a Super Bowl to his resume against the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50, where they beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. So I hope I'm wrong, and I think Sean McVay is going to be the next best coach in this league. So I'm really excited to see what he has up his sleeve as well.
Now, Turk, we usually don't bring ourselves into this.
Don't.
But this is a very controversial topic. What do you think?
It's hard to bet against number 12. Yeah, you can't. This is the weakest team. That's the thing. This is the weakest Patriots team, in my opinion, that has gone to the Super Bowl over the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick era. That's my opinion. I love Julian Edelman. How many third downs were in that game the other day against the Chiefs at the end there? Probably like 3 of them, or 4 of them maybe. And Julian Edelman was targeted 3 times. They love those slot wide receivers. And the Patriots are so hard to bet against right now, only because number 12 is under center. Now, I know you are not a Tom Brady fan, Allison. I got to hear your 2 cents now.
I am picking the Rams purely because I am a Pittsburgher. I hate Tom Brady, I hate Bill Belichick, and I hate Gronk. So I got to go with the Rams for that reason and that reason alone.
Remember, the Patriots got lucky. They were in this game because of a coin toss.
Do you think the Rams were lucky too, though? With
yes,
the pass interference?
I agree. I think I was rooting for the Rams either way, but I think they were lucky. That was a pass interference. Everybody knows it, and Saints fans have the right to be upset, especially with a heartbreaker like that. Not to mention the heartbreaker they had last year in the Minneapolis Miracle. But either way, I am very happy for the Rams, and I hope, like you said, Turk, I hope Aaron Donald can bring this home to Pittsburgh because I don't know if the Steelers are going to anytime soon.
Well, what do you think about the future of the NFL here with rules like that and a clear pass interference down the sideline? You look like you're about to speak, so I'll let you roll with it.
I've said it for a long time. I think the NFL's referees have to be held as accountable as the players and coaches week in and week out. You know, there's a big saying that, you know, if you play good enough football, you're going to win the game, and you don't have to rely on penalties. But when it comes down to it, football's a game of inches, you know, and football can come down to penalties. And you saw it in both games, more so the Saints-Rams, and I agree. I think the Saints should be in it. One of the reasons why I got the Patriots winning on top of more so the coaching for the Patriots, more than Tom Brady. I'm not discounting Tom Brady, but Bill Belichick gained so much respect for me beating that Chiefs team, whether it came down to the coin toss or not, because that Chiefs team was loaded this year, and I had them for the AFC for the Super Bowl. So great coaching job by Bill Belichick.
Well, hopefully it's a good Super Bowl this time around, an entertaining one just like last year. And now, Aaron, Colton, Lindsay, thank you so much for coming on air tonight. Now, that's all the time we have for this week. Be sure to join us next week at the same Pioneer time.
The same Pioneer channel.
And the same Pioneer sideline.